guys, this week's Sweetorials theme is New Year's resolutions. Mine is to take better care of my teeth, so I decided to make a charm bracelet to remind me every time I wear it. Start out mixing the color for the teeth. I used 1 part white clay to 3 parts translucent. Mix them until they are one cohesive color. You can tell here the difference in color. Now that it is all combined, take a chunk off the size you want your tooth to be and roll it into a ball. Now take a flat edge tool, I'm just using this one that I got from Daiso, and make X indent in the bottom of the clay, like this. And then you want to take each quadrant and pinch it outwards, like this. Then continue pinching to refine the points to the way you like them. Then squeeze the points together and start rolling the base of the tooth with your index fingers to tighten them up and give it more of a tooth-like shape. If your points got messed up while rolling, you can just redefine them with your tool at any point. Now it is time to shape the top of the tooth. I like to set it against my table and smush all the sides down so it makes a cone-like shape, if you know what I mean. And then use my finger to smooth out the top and make it more rounded, just like this. After redefining the points a bit more, I took my tool and made top grooves of the tooth in an X pattern like we did with the bottom before. Then I'm taking my tool and tapering the grooves so it's deeper on the inside and faint going outward. Then I give it all a little smush with the top of my finger. And that's it. That is our final tooth. So you want to be very careful of too soft clay because that's what happened here and it was too hard to work with. But now that you have this, you want to figure out what faces to do with it and repeat the process a couple more times. For a tooth with a filling, I just took some silver Sculpey and added it to the top of a ball before I rolled it out and did the same process as I did before. It's okay if the top looks uneven because that's the way fillings look in real life. Now I'm going to show you real quickly how I do the faces. So I take a really tiny bit of black clay and roll it out super thin. And then I take a blade and cut off a little tiny strip. And for the filling, I wanted to give it kind of like a blank stare face, so I just did a straight line for the mouth, and I just pretty much set it on my finger and press it on to the charm. Then press it down really good with your finger to make sure it won't fall off. For the eyes, I cut out 2 little chunks of clay, roll them into balls, and then I use my dotting tool to make indents where the eye should go, and then place the balls into the indents and push them in with the dotting tool. And of course, to turn it into a charm, I add a head pin and push it through the bottom, up through the middle, and there you go. So I repeated the process to make a gold tooth and a normal happy tooth, and here they all are together. So last year I had to get a crown put in the back of my top teeth, and I think I'll have to get one this year on the other side. So I thought it would be totally adorable to literally give one of the teeth charms a crown. So using a little bit of antique gold clay, I'm forming a quick crown shape like this. And to make it easier to put the pin in straight, I put a pin through the crown first, and then when I put it up through the bottom of the tooth, I could just align it back into place. Now, you can leave it like this where the crown is basically a bead, but I wanted to incorporate it into the tooth, so I just used my tool and kind of squished it down into the top of the tooth. So for my final tooth charm, I just made a normal white one. I made the top a little lopsided, and I'm just going to take my tool and make crack-like indents along the side and a little bit along the top and the front to make it look like it's cracked or it has a cavity or there's something wrong with it. This one, I made sure to give it a sad face. Time to make the toothbrush. This you can pick any color you want. I picked purple. You want to roll it out and squish it into a long rectangle. Then take your blade and cut off the end to make it straight and cut notches about a half an inch or a third of the length of the brush and cut the excess off like this. Use your fingers to smooth out the rough edges and then take a dotting tool to make a hole at the other end of the brush so a jump ring can go through. And then I used some bacon bond to secure the eye pin into the charm, and I made sure that the eye pin was long enough to go through the length of the charm to strengthen it, but not too long that it would interrupt the hole at the other end. For the bristles of the brush, I rolled out some of the same clay I used for the teeth and chopped it up into a bunch of little pieces. I then stacked the pieces, checking as I went to make sure it would fit on the square of the brush, and cut the ends to look uniform. Then I adhered it to the base of the brush with some bacon bond. For the toothpaste, I just snaked out some white and some blue clay, or you could use blue and red or mint green if you want to, and then I cut them into two pieces and coiled them like this, and then you just want to roll them out to blend them together and twist them just a little bit, and then I cut off the ends, and then I'm going to pinch the ends so it looks like they taper off, like when you squirt out a bit of toothpaste like this. And then I put an eye pin all the way through it so I can attach it next to my brush. Now that we've got all the charms made, it's time to bake them and then assemble our bracelet. For a little bit of extra detail, I took some black paint and thinned it out with some water and filled in the crack of the cracked tooth to make it seem more like a cavity. And after this dries, of course, you want to glaze all of your charms. So here are all the charms. I tried to clean them up as best as I could, but some of them not so much. And now it is time to assemble the bracelet. So just grab your length of chain and measure out your wrist and subtract the length of the toothbrush and then start attaching everything. So I attached one end to the end of the toothbrush and then took out a little extra for the other side and attached the end of the toggle clasp to that piece. And then I will attach that piece to the end of the brush with a jump ring. So just split it open and attach it here and there. And then you want to attach the other end of the toggle clasp to the chain. And there you go. There's the beginning of the bracelet, and then attach the rest of the charms. So here it is all put together. The first one is the cracked cavity tooth, then the toothpaste and the toothbrush, and then we have the happy little gold tooth, the happy little normal tooth, the crown, and then the filling, and that is my charm bracelet. I'm really happy with the way this bracelet turned out. It's really cute and a great reminder to keep my teeth happy and healthy this year. I hope you guys enjoyed and make a little tooth charm for yourself, and I will talk to you all later. Bye!